I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever.
Yo, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Soulja Boy just fired off one of the most insane shots yet in this ongoing Diddy situation. But this time, it wasn't even aimed at Diddy. Nope, Soulja switched targets and aimed straight at Meek Mill, and he did not hold back. He directly said, "Get this, Meek let Diddy eat him out." Yeah, he really said that. And it didn't stop there. Soulja went on to say Meek is spiraling again. Like, seriously, how many times is Meek gonna find himself in chaos? It's getting ugly. But here's the twist. This isn't the first time Soulja's come for Meek. Not even close. Their beef's been simmering for a while. A few months ago, it all sparked over a tweet that didn't even involve Meek directly. It started when producer Cardo called out Soulja for allegedly disrespecting Metro Boomin's late mom. Cardo didn't hold back either. He literally said, "Don't grow up trying to be Soulja Boy, a straight-up idiot." And then Meek jumped in like he was some moral authority on the internet. Out of nowhere, he started siding with Cardo, like they were tag-teaming Soulja. Meek was going at Soulja with things like, "If you threaten to smoke someone and they actually get to you first, that's self-defense." Y'all losing your grip on reality for likes and attention. And here we are again. Soulja's out here launching missiles with Meek's name all over them. He's not slowing down either. He's going in, dragging Meek deeper into the flames. That one quote, it was supposed to check Soulja, maybe humble him a little. But nope, it did the opposite. It lit the match. Everyone knows Soulja doesn't retreat. Never has. You throw a punch, he throws a bomb. He doesn't fight fair. He comes straight for the jugular. So instead of backing off, Soulja snapped back with full force. And this wasn't subtle shade. It was brutal. He tweeted directly at Meek. "Didn't Diddy F you in the air?" Just like that, boom. The internet blew up. People lost it. Suddenly, everyone remembered all the old dirt, tweets, clips, leaked recordings. It all came rushing back.
How did you feel when you saw this lawsuit that made it seem as if perhaps Diddy and Meek Mill had sex?
I mean, to each their own, and why would they not have sex when they're gay rappers?
They.
Do you think Meek Mill's gay?
We all know he's gay.
Who's we?
Rick Ross knows he's gay.
I didn't know. It's news to me.
Everybody, Rick Ross knows.
All the dirt people had swept under the rug, it started coming out again. Old videos, cryptic tweets, everything resurfaced and spread like wildfire. And with Diddy's trial heating up and some of the ugliest rumors actually getting confirmed in court, it's only making things 10 times worse. The streets are loud right now, and you just know Soulja and Meek's other enemies are having a field day. They're cracking jokes, posting memes, enjoying every messy headline. And let's be honest, this isn't just internet drama anymore. This is something deeper. That lawsuit from Lil Rod Jr. against Diddy? It was the spark. Lil Rod dropped details in court documents, saying Diddy was involved with 2 male celebrities. He didn't name names, but the description? Very specific. A Philly rapper who once dated Nicki Minaj.
But that's not a diss. Meek likes being brought up in that song. I don't know why you lowering his thing. You think you're doing him a favor. He's very, very happy being mentioned, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That wasn't a random hint. That was a map. People instantly started connecting the dots, pointing fingers, whispering names. This whole circus? Meek's suddenly center stage again, pulled back into the chaos as rumors get louder and louder. That one clue narrowed things fast, and when folks started really pressing the issue, Meek did what he always does, ran to Twitter, flooding timelines with post after post. But instead of calming things down, he lit another match. He was tweeting so much people were like, "Yo, this is too much. Chill." And just when it seemed like it couldn't get any more unhinged, Meek claimed he needed to hire an investigative team to figure out who was trying to link him to the Diddy mess. Like, bro, if you're innocent, why are you so loud about it? And right when it looked like things might slow down, a former bodyguard of Diddy's came forward and flipped the whole thing on its head. This guy came in swinging, saying he had audio from one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. And according to him, those nights? Off the rails. He claimed Diddy would spike drinks to the point where most people didn't even realize what was happening around them.
Parties I seen, I knew that they were spiking drinks. My girl was at the New Year's party, right? I'm at the front door. I gotta make sure everybody got their passes and everything like that. So then, my girl and her girlfriend is in the party. So they get bottles of champagne. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for them. After everybody comes, they close the door. So I'm going knocking in doors, looking at people. I'm looking for my kid's mother now. What the fuck, what's going on? And I'm getting hysterical. So I decided to go to the car, and I looked in the car, she was in the car asleep. She said, Gene, we started drinking the champagne, and I didn't feel good. And me and Debbie came here and went to sleep.
But the most disturbing part? This bodyguard says he has a recording from one of those nights, and what he described was pure chaos. Slapping sounds, moaning, screaming, total madness. And someone in the audio reportedly says, yeah, daddy. But here's the bombshell. The bodyguard didn't just imply anything. He said it clearly. According to him, the voices in the recording were Diddy and Meek. No guessing. No maybe. He flat out said it.
They had a recording of Meek and Diddy
Making love?
Ew. I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it. Let's hear it. What? Yo, wait a minute. Wait.
You didn't hear this?
No.
Now, Miran, what does that sound authentic?
It absolutely. Oh my.
If that wasn't enough, Orlando Brown jumped into the mix and backed it all up. He straight up claimed the voice in that audio. 100% Meek Mill.
I feel when you saw this lawsuit that made it seem as if perhaps Diddy and Meek Mill had sex.
I mean, to each their own, and why would they not have sex when they're gay rappers?
They.
Do you think Meek Mill's gay?
We all know he's gay.
Who's we?
Rick Ross knows he's gay.
I didn't know. It's news to me.
Everybody, Rick Ross knows.
And the bodyguard didn't stop there. Nah, he gave a full breakdown like he was narrating a movie. He said it sounded like Diddy was running the show, controlling everything, giving orders. And Meek? According to him, Meek was just going along with whatever was happening like it was no big deal. Now rewind for a second. Remember that birthday party Diddy threw for Meek a while back? The one with shirtless dudes hanging poolside, dim lights, a vibe that made people raise their eyebrows? Yeah, that video is making rounds again. Back then, people laughed, made a few jokes, moved on. But now, that same clip is hitting different. In the video, Diddy's right there, saying Meek deserved that party, saying he was proud of Meek for putting in the work. And now, with court testimony surfacing, people are watching that video with a whole new perspective. And that's not even the craziest part. Because in this trial, prosecutors came with actual receipts, photos, recordings, footage. They're claiming there's evidence of Diddy being intimate with multiple high-profile men. This ain't rumor, it's being submitted in court. The same videos people once laughed at, they're now being reviewed like red flags nobody noticed. And as this legal storm keeps rolling, it just gets worse. Everyone's watching. Everyone's wondering, who's next? Sources say federal investigators aren't just watching Diddy. They're scanning his whole circle, checking calls, texts, DMs, even old social posts, trying to connect every. And Meek? His name keeps showing up, over and over again. This isn't just about showing up to a party anymore. It's about what happened inside those rooms. And according to people close to the case, some of those tapes, they go way beyond friendly behavior.
I love this drink.
Where you put my bag?
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping. I like that.
I'll be practicing. I got
Yeah, there you go. Got your note? Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
I want you to party with me for your birthday, man.
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying? Eyes, brother.
Oh, man.
Eyes. I understand.
They're discussing some next-level, chaotic sessions, events wild enough to make front-page news for years. And if Meek Mill shows up in even a blink of that footage, it could be catastrophic. People close to the investigation say they've heard murmurs that several high-profile names are about to flip just to save themselves. If that happens, Meek could land right in the line of fire, like it or not. Insiders are even saying Meek has already reached out to his lawyers, trying to assess how deep he's caught in this storm. And honestly, things are getting messier by the minute. With every new leak, folks are starting to re-examine Meek's full connection to Diddy. People are pulling out receipts, party flyers, backstage access lists, private jet passenger logs, and guess who keeps showing up? Meek. Especially linked to those notorious after parties, the kind industry veterans mention in hushed tones, but never openly discuss. One insider outright claimed Meek was practically a regular at Diddy's mansion in Miami during those insane weekends. Parties that didn't even begin until 3 a.m., when phones were locked away, lights went dim, and allegedly, the real madness began. That same source didn't sugarcoat it. These weren't your typical music events. It was wild energy, closed-off rooms, and nobody dared ask questions. Now that the court is dragging everything under the microscope, the public is starting to ask, was Meek just another attendee? Or was he involved on a deeper level? Even his inner circle seems to be panicking. People close to Meek have started deleting posts, wiping out old photos, doing anything they can to separate themselves from this mess. Some are saying Meek might be planning to go completely silent, vanishing from the press, ducking the spotlight. But with the internet on fire and new court documents hitting the surface every week, it might already be too late for any kind of damage control. Sources inside the courtroom said the entire room froze when a particular audio recording was played. You could literally hear a pin drop. According to one witness, the recording was intense, loud, raw, graphic, and left nothing to the imagination. No guessing, no edits, just straight, unfiltered noise that had people staring at each other like, what did we just hear? And yes, according to multiple sources, Meek's name came up yet again. His name just won't stay out of this situation. Now, if you know Meek, you know he doesn't let his name get dragged without saying something. He's quick with the responses, dropping tweets back to back like he's on a mission. And this time, no different. He jumped straight on Twitter, trying to shut down the rumors. Here's what he wrote, just to put his stance on record. The wildest thing I ever saw at a puff party was Coke energy, and honestly, that's happening at all these parties. I'm from North Philly, been rich since I was 23. I don't even want to be addicted to weed. No judgment, but I see things differently. Basically, he was trying to separate himself from the chaos, like, yeah, I was there, but I wasn't part of that scene. But here's the part that's raising eyebrows. If that's really the case, why did Meek once post this cryptic, suspicious line? I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever.
That's the line that's haunting him now. Back when he dropped it, people thought it was just a throwaway lyric, just another bar. But now, with everything else unraveling, that one sentence is aging terribly. It's starting to feel less like clever rap and more like an actual confession. And it gets even messier. Sources say Meek's PR team has gone into overdrive behind the scenes, scrubbing old tweets, contacting blogs, and even trying to silence certain journalists. It's full-on crisis mode. They're doing anything they can to stop this from blowing up even more. But every time they cover one piece of dirt, another mess pops up. People are digging up old interviews, past freestyles, concert footage, anything that shows Meek and Diddy mentioned together. It's like the internet's turned into a giant detective board. And the more people dig, the more it looks like Meek was a lot closer to the heat than he wants to admit. Even some of Meek's own folks are starting to act different. Sources claim people in his crew are nervous, like they want to disappear from this story completely. Some have quietly unfollowed him. Others are deleting pics. A few are even creating distance in public. Meanwhile, the blogs are loving every second. Headlines are flying. And no matter where you scroll, Meek's name keeps popping up, always in the same sentence as Diddy's. At this point, it's like Meek is stuck. The more he tweets, the worse things get. And if that audio ends up leaking, if the video hits the internet, it might be over. Just when it looked like things were finally cooling off, guess who jumped back into the mess and blew it all wide open again? Soulja Boy. And you know this wasn't by accident. Soulja knew exactly what he was doing, stirring the pot, throwing shade, and making sure the entire internet remembered. These rumors? They never really went away.
Man, a point in my life, like, we all grew up in the streets.
They've been quietly lingering in the shadows until Soulja yanked them right back into the spotlight like it was nothing. Now, the streets are lit. People are going full detective mode, digging deep into every detail, connecting dots, and spinning wild theories left and right. It's like everyone suddenly thinks they've cracked the case, figuring out who was involved, who knew what and when. And man, some of these theories? Absolutely insane. One commenter threw out a wild claim saying, "Yo, it was Nicki Minaj who recorded that audio. She's been holding on to it forever, waiting for the right time to drop it. She paid off that bodyguard to take the fall so she could stay out of the headlines. Meek used to do her dirty. This is her revenge." Then someone else chimed in like, "Nah, Meek Mill really fruity, this is wild." It's all coming to the surface. The comment section is in flames. Total chaos. People are arguing, theorizing, dropping their own stories like they're part of the script. And the streets? They're on fire. Every single detail, every throwback clip, every bar in every freestyle, people are pulling it all together and demanding answers. Right now, nothing feels safe. Everybody's on edge, asking, what's the next leak? Who else is tied to this? And who's about to be the next one exposed? This whole saga is spiraling by the day, and honestly, it's nowhere near finished. So, what do you think? Do any of these crazy twists actually make sense? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your take on this insane flip. And hey, if you're here for the raw truth, the uncut tea, and the no-holds-barred breakdowns that keep it 100% real, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so you don't miss a single one of the next wild updates.